Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new to my channel. My name is Agnes and here on my channel I share all things nails and more. Today I have my partner Reece in the nail chair. He is having his Christmas gel polish removed. We did these really cool Nightmare Before Christmas inspired nails. They were so much fun and they also glowed in the dark, which was such a cool touch to them. We absolutely loved these nails. We were both quite sad to see them go. To be fair, he got exactly 4 weeks out of them, so that's really good retention. So Reece just has gel polish on his nails, however there's lots of layers going on with all the nail art. There's glow in the dark and chrome, so I am using Lucy Pastorelli 5-in-1 drill bit, which ranges from medium to fine to extra fine grit towards the very tip. Rather than using a hand file or a sanding band, this drill bit will help me get through the gel polish a lot quicker. I am however using very light pressure and keeping it very controlled, making sure not to break through the gel polish completely, just debulking so that we can soak the rest of the gel off very quickly. I'm then soaking the pads on the foils with acetone and wrapping them around his nails. There's lots of ways of removing gel polish. You could just file off the gel polish, but this is the method that I find works best for me personally. I like this method because I can leave this hand to soak while I repeat all of those steps on the other hand, get that up to speed, and then when I come back to this hand here, as you can see, I'm ready to scrape all that gel polish off. Going in with Navy Pro's Beatrice, which is their gel and acrylic removal tool, I'm gently pushing any softened loose gel polish off, not forcing any product off. Instead, I am going to go in with my hand file and etch the rest of the product. If I need to, depending on how much product is left on the nail, I'll pop the foil back on for another round of soaking. Despite not all gel polish coming off in the first go, the product is now softened, so filing off, it just glides off the nail anyway, so it does really speed things up for you. Reece hates this part. He really dislikes the sensation of the scraping. It gives him the ick. Personally though, oh man, I find it so satisfying. I would now switch over to my other hand and do my first coat of scraping, but I'm going to skip this for the video, it's too repetitive. So I'm now going back for my second scrape, and you can really see that base coat just gliding off the nails now. Oh, so good. Anyway, that's our gel polish removal complete. Now moving on to prep. Oh, look at his beautiful nails. I'm using Beryl, Navy Pro's nail clippers to trim the nails. His nails do grow quite quickly, so I am taking off as much length as I can. This way he also gets max wear out of his nails. Reece used to only let me do just like a manicure, tidy up and do a little bit of nail art on his ring fingers. However, recently he's gotten really into the nail art, so he's been letting me go wild. So yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with these nails. And I think he's loving it, and it's happy days for me because I get to do what I love. Anyway, so here I am with my hand file. I'm removing any leftover gel polish on the nails, and this also preps the nails for new product application. These etchings will act like Velcro for the new gel polish we're about to apply. Going over the free edge as well, making sure that everything is nice, even and smooth. Now I'm changing the drill bit on my e-file to the Prep Etch Cone by Lucy Pastorelli, and I'm going to clean up around the cuticles while gently pushing them back. If you watch my videos, you'll know that this drill bit is currently my holy grail. I've been using this one since I unboxed it in my day in the life of a nail tech video. I think it was like 5 months ago, and it's only just coming to the end of its life. But with that being said, my client base is reduced down to 30 odd clients per month, but I do think it lasts for ages. I've actually just put an order in to stock up, and these are literally just £8. Such good value for money. So Reece's cuticles are pretty tamed currently because he has been getting his nails done regularly, so unfortunately we don't have really satisfying footage of his cuticles getting nipped compared to the way they were beginning of last year after I had to take a couple months out of work, and then when I was returning back slowly, the cuticles were long. Anyway, the little cuticle that he does have, I am removing using Navy Pro cuticle nippers in Katie. And with that being said, the index nail really delivered with the satisfying cuticle removal footage. I'm wiping over the nails with acetone before going in with the gel bottle in clear rubber base coat. Oh, I have so much admiration for his nails. Like, his nail beds are so long for a guy. Like, he has such nice nails and hands. And for a nail tech to have a guy with such amazing nails and he's blessing to allow me to do his nails, never mind the fact that he lets me go wild, is an absolute dream come true. Can we just normalize men having nails done? Like, please. Life's too short to have boring nails. Whenever Reece gets his nails done and comes in from work, I get the lowdown on all the compliments he gets, and that's like the third best thing about doing nails. First being doing them, and then second is seeing the joy it brings to the client, and well, hearing other people compliment them is just cherry on top. Anyway, I'm blabbing away. Going in with Iconic by the gel bottle, which is a really bright pillar box red. I'm applying that on the pinky and on the thumbnail. Now, I think a little trick to using a bold colour like this is to not try and get it right on the first coat. You just want to get it on. You don't want to worry too much about getting it really close to the cuticles or the side walls. It's so much easier doing that with your second coat. Now, using Diana by the gel bottle, which is a really cool milky white semi-translucent gel polish, I'm applying that on the ring, middle and the index nail. It's such a great colour to use as a base for nail art, which is exactly what we are going to do on these nails. I'm going to cure that in a lamp for 60 seconds. Going in with my second coat now, and you can see I'm getting really close to those edges. Because I already have a solid base in place, I've got much better control over the gel polish. So I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds and then I'm going to top coat the pinky and the thumbnail. If the nails are short and you struggle to cap the free edge, use this little technique of brushing backwards. It works a treat. We're going to do chrome over the red nails, so I'm curing the top coat in a lamp just short of 60 seconds, so the top coat remains slightly tacky for the chrome to catch onto. I'm going to use this red chrome, which I think was part of a coloured chrome set from Team U or something like that. With a sponge applicator, I'm picking up the chrome and patting it onto the nail. I'm not being stingy with it. You want a generous amount, and once you've patted it all over the nail, you want to give it a really good rub in. I always find that you get a better application of chrome when you wipe the nail with acetone first and you go straight in with the chrome. It sort of makes the nail just go with the chrome. I sometimes find that spraying the sponge with IPA helps as well. Anyway, now that I am happy with the application, I'm just flipping the sponge over, and with the clean side, I'm just wiping off all residue of the chrome, and that just works really well to catch it all. Using a fine buffer, I am gently swooping it over the free edge. This will help with the longevity of the chrome, as chrome is notorious for chipping. It helps for the top coat to grip over the free edge, and I'm then ready to top coat and seal those chrome nails in. Oh, and doesn't it just look so lush? The richness of that red is so nice. I'm going to cure those nails in a lamp for 60 seconds, and now finally we're ready for the fun part. Okay, let's get to it. So we filmed these nails a few weeks ago, but as I record the voiceover for the video, it is Chinese New Year this week. So Reece wanted Chinese New Year themed nails, and this is what I came up with. I'm going to attach my reference photos on here, which I found on Pinterest. So happy Chinese New Year. I'm starting out by doing the outlines on all of the nails. So this nail is going to be, as you can already tell, I'm pretty much finished with it. Been chatting for so long. This is the Chinese lucky cat. Fun fact, the official term for a Chinese lucky cat is maneki neko. 90% sure I'm not pronouncing it right, but I hope no one is offended. 2025 is the year of the snake. That goes without saying. We had to incorporate some snakes in the design, which I've just finished sketching out here on the middle nail. Now, I don't know too much about Chinese zodiac or how it works, but apparently I'm an ox, which I do believe resonates with my personality. So that's interesting. Something to look into. The index nail here is going to have a lotus flower, which is the symbol of honesty, goodness, beauty, and purity. In case you are wondering, the brush I am using is Liner 1 brush by the gel bottle, and the gel is the gel bottle jet black nail art gel. And the way you did just there, you will see me switch over to a smaller liner brush to fix and clean up any mistakes. I've finished outlining the designs on this hand, so I'm going to cure that in a lamp for 60 seconds and let's move over to the other hand. On this index nail, I am sketching out a lantern. I was a bit skeptical about how this lantern was going to turn out. I didn't want it to just sort of look like a blob on a nail, if you know what I mean. But it's actually really taking shape, and I am going to come back and colour it in red as well. Red lanterns represent wealth and prosperity. So you might be sitting there and wondering how my brush doesn't run out of gel. Well, I am precious about your time, and I went ahead and painstakingly clipped out the millions of times that I picked up gel so that this would be a much more enjoyable watch. So please do give this video a hard-earned thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Having moved over to the middle nail, this is going to be the continuation of the snake's body from the other hand, which will tie the two hand designs together really nicely. For the ring finger here, I think this was the most complex nail design out of all of these. So I'm doing 2025 in Chinese writing, and well, obviously I don't tend to write in Chinese every day, so I had to get it right. But this, for the most part, completes this nail as well. Okay, now I'm going to cure that hand in a lamp for 60 seconds and move over to the other hand and start filling in and working on those designs we have outlined. I feel like I've been talking at you for ages, so I'm going to give my vocal cords a little rest and let you enjoy. For the most part, the lucky cat will just be the outlines, so I've tidied it all up, pop it in a lamp to cure, and then I'm moving over to the lantern nail. You might be wondering why I didn't begin with a sort of a red blob first and then go over with the black outlines. Well, I didn't really know 100% how these nails were going to go, so hence why I started with the outlines first, and then it was the case of, okay, well, let's see how I feel and go from there. I'm adding some red Chinese patterns around the 2025 to fill this nail up a little bit more, and the red ties in with the rest of the nails as well. So we decided we wanted to add some isolated chrome for the snake, so I am top coating the snake nail and I'm going to pop that in a lamp to cure. Back over to the cat, I am painting the collar red, which is going to tie in with the rest of the designs. Same as the other snake, we are going to do some isolated chrome, so giving it a top coat. Drawing inspiration from Chinese partition screens, I am adding some red geometrical lines behind the lotus flower. Cure that hand in the lamp, making sure to buff all shine off the snake nail. I am going in with my black gel again, and I'm going to go over all the outlines again. Obviously, I've given myself a bit of extra work by realising at this point that we wanted to do the isolated chrome, but that's okay. Now I'm giving the snake its patterning, no idea really what I'm doing here, so I'm just putting some lines down and then crossing them over. Adding some tree detailing next to the lantern, and that just really makes that nail, I think, before popping that hand in the lamp to cure. Over to the other hand, having matted the surface of the snake, I am again going over those lines and adding details on the snake. For the fun part, patting our gold chrome powder onto the sticky gel outlines of the snake before giving it a really good rub in, flipping my sponge applicator to remove the excess, and repeating the same steps on the other snake. Top coating that snail to secure all the chrome powder in. Now you might want to use a separate top coat for doing chrome because you can get those particles in the top coat, which can be a nightmare when you're doing like a block colour or something like that. Anyway, I'm going over the lotus flower again. I'm really thickening up those outlines, making sure everything is nice, smooth and even, and then I'm just adding some more detailing on the lotus flower as well, and then that's this nail complete. I'm going to pop that hand in the lamp to cure. Over to the other hand, I am going over the outlines of the lantern. As you can see, it's really made that lantern pop. I love the way it turned out. At this point, we were looking at the snake and we thought we sort of lost the snake a little bit. So what I've done is I've very incredibly lightly buffed over that top coat, and I'm now just going over the snake again. I am adding a black outline, and that really makes that snake pop. I'm curing those outlines before top coating the whole nail for the last time, thank goodness. I'm going to top coat the other nails as well. Apart from the chrome ones, we've already top coated them. Cure in a lamp for 60 seconds. Now, last but not least, using the pointy end of my sponge applicator, I am picking up a little bit of gold chrome powder and I'm just applying it over the coin and the bell on the cat's collar. Using my liner brush, I'm then going over the coin and the bell with some top coats. Cure that in a lamp, and then look at that magic. Ta-da! That just really finishes the lucky cat off. Love that. Because I am fussy, I am going to go over those outlines again just so we get a neater finish. Also adding some detail on the bell there. Cure and then top coat this nail again. I'm top coating the rest of the nails as well before curing in a lamp for 60 seconds. Lastly, I'm applying some well-needed cuticle oil and I'm giving it a really good rub in. And there we have the finished nails. Me and Reece both were so pleased with the way these nails turned out. I think I've really captured the Chinese aesthetic with my design, and all that's left to say now is Happy Chinese New Year 2025, Year of the Snake. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel to keep up with my upcoming videos. All your interactions with my videos and channel helps me out so much. Thank you, and I'll speak to you all next time. Bye!